Hi everybody, I'm Harry McCracken. I'm Global Technology Editor for Fast Company, and I'm here at Stagwell's content studio on the Las Vegas Convention Center floor during CES. And I'm here with Don McGuire, the CMO at Qualcomm.
Hey, Harry.
Don, great to see you.
Great to see you too.
Why don't we start with the obvious question, which is how is your CES going?
Yeah, thank you. It's crazy. It's good to be back. CES is back. So there's really good energy, a lot of really great announcements and some cool new technology. I wish I had time to see more of it, but it's been a lot of meetings and we've had a lot of good announcements.
You've had a lot of announcements, as well as being parts of announcements made by many of your partners.
Right.
People still may think of Qualcomm as the company that makes the chips inside a lot of our smartphones,
Right.
but if you're here, it's pretty obvious that that's part of your story, but only part of it, and that the future is kind of ever broadening
Right.
as the technology we use
Right.
spans all aspects of our lives.
Right.
Can you step us through some of the major stories? I saw that automotive is a big story at CES and a big
Correct.
part of your story here.
Yeah, correct. So, on our broader quest and journey to enable a world where everyone and everything can be intelligently connected, that diversification is kind of showing itself here at the show. We've had some great automotive news. You mentioned that, both our own announcements as well as some announcements with partners like the Sony Honda joint venture with the unveiling of their concept car and the fact that they're going to be using the entire Snapdragon digital chassis to power that new innovative vehicle. So that's been great. We've had lots of partners announcements around Wi-Fi 7, some new home networking products, as well as our traditional smartphone partners and some of our PC partners. So it's been a kind of a robust show, but it is, from a messaging standpoint, it is all about that diversification, that growth outside the smartphone, and with a little smartphone sprinkled on top.
So in the automotive space, how much of what you're doing is about the here and now versus sort of the future a few years down the road where cars might, even more than they are now, be computers on wheels?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's all about the software-defined vehicle and where that's headed. And so it really is about the future. I mean, we're seeing our vision for creating this digital chassis solution for automakers manifest itself in the present with vehicles like the Cadillac Lyriq, for example. But most of our storytelling with partners like Sony Honda Mobility, as well as customers like BMW and Mercedes and Stellantis, is really about the future. And you'll start to see that come together in these new vehicles coming out in 2024, 2025, and beyond, where this idea of, as you said, cars becoming computer on wheels really starts to manifest itself in a big way. And you'll start to see some of those features and experiences that the digital chassis can enable kind of come to life for owners and for drivers.
And give us a few examples of the kinds of things and experiences we'll see as those vehicles roll out.
So I think you'll see a huge injection of AI into the driving experience that can enhance safety, as well as enhance the in-vehicle experience for the driver and for passengers. I think you'll see a deeper integration of content. You saw that probably if you paid attention to the Sony press conference and how they're bringing together Honda's know-how on vehicles and Sony's prowess in content and entertainment into this solution for the Ophelia vehicle. So I think that's really exciting.
How much of what you're building is based on companies like Sony and Honda coming to you and saying, here's what we want to create and what we need from you, versus Qualcomm kind of having to supply the vision and figure out what's going to be important? Or is it a collaboration in both ways?
Big time collaboration. I mean, I think a really good example is our collaboration with GM. It's really about GM saying, hey, this is our vision for electrification, for zero crashes, zero emissions, and taking that vision and manifesting that in the types of experiences they want to deliver. And then Qualcomm saying, okay, great, we've got this open platform, right? It's not about us coming in and trying to take the car experience away from you, the car brand. It's about us enabling a platform that you can build services on top of as Cadillac or as GMC, and you own that customer relationship. We're just this great enabler that provides you those platforms to build on top of. And I think that's a great collaborative story and it's why GM and Sony, Honda, and BMW and everybody else is coming to us saying, we want to partner with you for solutions.
As the industry moves into the era of EVs and autonomy, is Qualcomm playing a role in those two aspects of vehicles?
More on the autonomy side. On the driver's assistance, we have got solutions all the way from level 2 all the way up to level 4. What we believe is like this level 2, level 3 driver's assistance will become as pervasive as like ABS, right? And as standard as ABS. I think level 4 is that full autonomy, right? Or level 4 and beyond. And that's where, that's sort of just self-driving vehicles, which could be in the form of, mass transportation, Uber-like types of vehicles, or even someone who just wants to buy a car, but they don't want to actually drive it. That's a few years out. There's lots of regulatory issues, there's lots of safety issues, things like that we have to go through. And people just like driving their cars.
Let's talk about smartphones.
Sure.
In some ways, they're way more mature than these exciting cars are at the moment.
Right.
But there is stuff happening with smartphones,
Absolutely.
such as the news about satellite communications for the sake of safety. Can you tell us what that involves?
Yeah, absolutely. So here at the show, we announced with our partner Iridium and Garmin that we are going to bring satellite communications to not only smartphones, but lots of different connected devices. And what was important about the timing of our announcement is we really felt strongly that the solution that we partnered together with, or that we came to the table with for both our ecosystem of OEM partners, but also for the end consumer, has to be global. And so Iridium made sense from a partnership perspective because they are the only true global satellite solution. It had to be able to manifest itself in a way where people, were familiar with maybe using different services like Garmin to provide that emergency services connection, and then also be open so that the OEM community and the ecosystem could build things on top of that. It's the only true two-way messaging option that is satellite based. So it's the world's first two-way messaging option. And so we really feel it's a more complete solution out of the gate. And then we're just going to build on top of that with different partners from, smartphone OEMs all the way through to PCs or cars or whatever, as well as service providers that want to provide that satellite connectivity through two-way messaging, whether it's a Garmin application, whether it's some sort of geofencing or geolocation type of application company. We really feel like there's an opportunity for the developer ecosystem to get involved in this and add that satellite piece to their storytelling. And so we're really excited about where this goes from here. So this is just the beginning.
That's kind of cool, because I remember years ago there was a lot of excitement about satellite phones, and at that time they did not become a huge part of our lives.
They were really big.
But the tech is bouncing back, and do you expect you expect satellite to be a component of a lot of devices in our lives, or a default part of smartphones at some part?
I mean, I think the technology is there for it to be there and default, and then enabled based on need. Obviously, we create that ability through our platforms, especially on the modem side, to be able to do that. I think that it's going to be a peace of mind thing for people. Like, I know that whether I'm in coverage or out of coverage, I can communicate if I need to in that moment, whether it's to seek help if you're in the middle of the ocean, or if you're up the top of a mountain and there is no wireless coverage, terrestrial wireless coverage, I can get access to somebody to help me, emergency services, etc. But it's also about staying close to and connections to family and friends or colleagues to let people know where you are.
Speaking of modems, is there anything else people should have their eye on in terms of faster and more reliable networking and communications?
Yeah, I think both on the wireless and Wi-Fi side. On the wireless side, obviously, last MWC we announced the first AI-enabled modem, our X70, and we're continuing to push AI into every platform and every part of Snapdragon. And so I think that's going to continue to be pervasive. Even the way we enable satellite will have an AI component to it. So AI on device and edge AI is a really important sort of horizontal thread for us. It's as important as 5G was.
As AI does start to become pervasive, I mean, will consumers kind of know the AI is there, or is it kind of more about quietly making experiences better in a way that it might not be obvious that AI is the magic unless you're designing these products, in which case I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, it's one of the natural responses people give when they hear the word or the acronym AI is fear. And it can be scary, and we don't think it needs to be scary because it's not about somebody else controlling you. It's about you're still in control, but you get an enhanced experience because of the behavioral algorithms and the machine learning that AI enables to attach to behaviors so that it can anticipate what you may or may not want to do throughout your digital life or throughout your experiences, and just making them better, making them more seamless. And so you're still in control, but it's just helping make your life easier, whether it's your photography experience or whether it's your in-vehicle experience or whatever it may be from a consumer perspective. And then from a industrial or enterprise perspective, it's about making factories smarter and campuses smarter and making them more sustainable through AI by allowing those algorithms to turn lights off and on and control water and in agricultural environments. All of that is really kind of the purpose. I mean, AI, obviously, the technology needs to be used for good. But if it is, I think it's more about, we need to humanize it more. But then once we do that, it's really changing the narrative to, it's not killer robots, right, coming to take over the earth. It's really about making your experiences better through the behavioral algorithms.
For now, thanks so much, Don, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, take care.